Hello, Leathercrafters and future Leathercrafters. Today I'd like to share with you some ideas I have about patterns, especially for beginners. I think this will help you on creating your own leather designs and give you some ideas. So let's get started. I know if you're a beginner, sometimes you don't know where to start with your designs. One thing I might suggest to you is creating your own templates. That's what I've done here. I've got a piece of kind of a stiff poster board. There are different qualities of the poster board. I get the stiffest I can so I can use it for patterns. A good drawing pencil, an eraser, straight edge, and then other templates. There's an example of what you can possibly do is pencil draw a flower with the stem on it and then cut it out with a leather craftsman knife. The one with the little curved blade on it, it's got a sharp point on it. That's what I use. And here are some patterns that I'm just fixing to cut out. I've got a flower that I can set in the corner of a leather coffee coaster. And then I can add a leaf to each side of it if I wish. Here's a leather coffee coaster. Great for practicing. Or there's kind of just a stem that could be put in the corner and you could put some decorative cuts on it. And I'm just throwing out some ideas there to get you started with your leather tooling and carving. And use a building block process. Do simple things, get good at that, and then move on. Don't complicate it too much to begin with. I think you'll have more fun with it that way. Okay, I'm going to spend a few minutes and cut these templates out. This poster board here, be using this leather craftsman knife with the curved stub blade on it, or the curved blade. And then I'll show you how you can possibly lay out some designs on a practice piece of leather like a coffee coaster. Once you come up with your templates, which is fairly easy to do, you spend a little time pencil drawing your designs onto a piece of poster board, get them proportioned like you want, and then cut them out with a Leathercraft knife. And that's what I've done here. Now the options are quite broad actually. What I can do is take this flower and set it right in the corner here, and all I have to do is lightly mark around this template that I've made. The 4-petal flower, and then come back in the center and just mark a circle. You can do it in any shape you would like. You can bring your petal down towards the center if you would like. This is all a great training tool, and if you would like, you can go in all 4 corners with the flower. If you feel like that's too much, you can use this blossom right here. You can go in this corner and this corner, and then put the flower up in here. You can mix and match. You'll find that very easy. So I'll spin this around here like that, and I'll trace around this lightly. I've wet this leather some time ago and let it case, so it is damp throughout. And I'll spin this around right there and make sure I've got my flower about the same distance from the corner, and scratch around that. It's a great training tool, and before long you'll be able to branch out and do other things. Expand your skills with your tooling and carving into more intricate designs. Got all four corners laid out like I want. Yep. Let's bring the center down up there. Now that is ready to be cut in. Another unique thing you could do with your coffee coaster or your practice is put a couple initials in there. But I won't do that right at this time. Main purpose of this little tutorial is to give you some guidance on your templates that you can make, and then I'll cut in my design with my swivel knife. Other things you can do is you can come in with your flower leaf on each side, and then expand your design that way. I'll cut one of these flowers in just to show you what it looks like. This leather is fairly damp. It's cutting very well. It's too wet to do any beveling with. I like the craft tool B802 and B803 bevelers, and that will really set that flower off if that's beveled around. But it's just a little bit too damp, so I can place this in front of the fan after I get through cutting these four corners in here, and let it dry out just a little bit, and then it will be ready to bevel around. After everything is beveled around, if you wish, you can put some decorative cut marks on your stems and then on the petals of your flowers. I would recommend keeping it simple. Maybe put one cut down the middle and a little cut on each side, one or two cuts, whichever you'd like. I've allowed the coffee coaster to dry out a little bit. It was damp last time. Too damp to actually bevel around. I've got a craft tool B802 right here, and I'm going to bevel around this flower lightly. Let's see, I've got a weight here that I'm putting this lead weight on the corner here just to hold my piece still while I bevel around it. I'll take my beveler and just lightly bevel around this flower. This can be done very quickly, and once I get my flower beveled, I'll come back and put some very simple decorative cuts on the petal of the flower. Like I've said many times before, you can use a building block process to build and hone your skills. You can actually start simple, and once you get your confidence up, you can move on to more advanced things. But sometimes simple is good. You can get your project done quicker than a very intricate design can take many hours to do. But it's quite amazing what a simple design can do also. See, that is a very simple 4-petal flower that I've cut in and beveled around. Now I can come in with my swivel knife that's got a 1/4 inch hollow ground blade in it. I'll whet it on my strap over here, and I'll put some very simple cut marks. One right down the middle, and then for this example I'll just put 2 on each side. I'll start in heavy and really lighten up quickly. Start in heavy, little nick on each side, little swivel mark cuts. Heavy, fairly straight. You can arch it a little bit. And a couple swivel knife cuts on each side. And before long you'll be tooling and carving all kinds of leather designs. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch this how-to tutorial on how to create your own leather tooling and carving designs, and would appreciate a thumbs up, and you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel so you can kind of keep updated on the videos that I upload. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you in the next video.